welcome to the Big Tempest Network, where we talk about everything the Tempest. Today we have a special guest to tell us everything about the Tempest. Please welcome William Shakespeare.
The world-renowned William Shakespeare was born on April 23, 1564. Although there is no official birth record, this is the widely believed official date of his birth. Shakespeare was born in Stratford-upon-Avon in the United Kingdom. William Shakespeare was not an only child. He was the third-born child of his family. His parents were John Shakespeare and Mary Arden. Shakespeare had 5 siblings, including 2 older sisters, Joan and Judith, as well as 3 younger brothers whose names were Edmund, Gilbert, and Richard. William Shakespeare got married to Anne Hathaway on November 28, 1582. They had 3 children. She was pregnant with the first one before they were married. Their first child was named Susanna. 2 years later, they had a set of twins named Hamnet and Judith. Much is known about Shakespeare's professional life, including his 37 plays and 154 sonnets. His play, The Tempest, was published in 1611 and was first performed in front of the king.
How's it going?
Good. Yourself?
I'm good. Yeah, I'm good. I can't believe I get to be on here today.
Well, we give the viewers what they want, and you, William, are what they want.
Good. That's good.
Now, let's meet the characters of the play.
Starting with number 1, former Duke of Milan. Before his brother exiled him, he is very talented at magic, and his daughter, named Miranda, his name is Prospero. She is the daughter of Prospero, has been living on the island with her dad for most of her life. She falls in love with Ferdinand shortly after he arrives at the island. She is number 2, Miranda. Coming in at number 3, he is brother of Prospero. He is very power-seeking and will do anything to get it. Desperate to the point where he almost kills his brother, he is Antonio. Prospero's loyal and helpful servant spirit. He does everything that Prospero asks of him and earns his freedom at the end of the story. He is number 4, Ariel. He is the King of Naples, as well as the father of the man Miranda falls in love with, Prince Ferdinand. He feels guilty for the sins he has committed in the end. Coming in at number 5, Alonso.
Awesome! Now that we've met these Division I play stars, let's discuss some of their highlights in the play leading up to the big scene.
Yeah, absolutely. So the story starts out with Alonso, who is the King of Naples, and he's aboard this ship with King Antonio as well and their men.
Okay.
And they're in this treacherous storm, which gives the story its name, The Tempest. And the king and his men pass by this island with Prospero and his daughter Miranda. Prospero was banished by his brother Antonio, and he is really good at magic, and he conjured up this storm that they're in to bring them to the island. And he caused a lot of treachery and destruction with this storm to the ship and the men on it. The island was once controlled by a witch who put all the good spirits in the trunks of the trees. And Prospero, when he got there, he saved 2 of the spirits, Ariel and the witch's son, actually, who he did not treat with respect at all. But Ariel is his loyal servant, and he treats him with respect. And so when the men get there, they are sorted by Ariel, and the son, Ferdinand, actually falls in love with Prospero's daughter.
Wow.
And yeah, they go off in the woods and they confess their love for each other. And I heard that we're viewing a film today.
Yes, now we will have the privilege of viewing live footage of the performance, getting a never-before-seen look inside at the field, now number 1 trending on the one and Big Tempest News.
I do not know one of my sex, no woman's face remember, save from my glass, mine own, nor have I seen more that I may call men than you, good friend, and my dear father. How features are abroad, I am skilless of but my modesty. The jewel in my dower, I would not wish any companion in the world but you, nor can imagination form a shape besides yourself to like of. But I prattle something too wildly, and my father's precepts I therein do forget. I am in my condition a prince, Miranda, I do think a king. I would not so,
and would no more endure this wooden slavery than to suffer the flesh fly below my mouth, hear my soul speak. The very instant that I saw you did, my heart fly to your service. There resides to make my slave to it, and make your sake. Am I this patient logman? Do you love me? O heaven, O earth, bear witness to this sound, and crown what I profess with kind event, if I speak true, if wholly invert what best is voted me to mischief, I beyond all limit of what else I thy world do love honor you.
Wow, just wow. Big things happening here, huh, Bill? Okay if I call you that?
Let's just stick to William.
Awesome, William. Now, from what we hear from our fans, more came after this big scene that changed the history of Division 1 plays. Is that right?
Sure. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, fill me in here, William, on the edge of my seat.
William, yes. Well, Prospero forgives the men of their sins. Obviously, they've been, pretty severe because, his brother banished him and all to this island.
Uh-huh.
And he had feelings of revenge, but in the end, he forgives them, and it frees this curse that was on this island, and he grants his loyal servant Ariel his freedom. He gives up his magic. He throws his magic book and breaks his magic wand. And in the end, he leaves the island to return to his former land of Milan and once again be the Duke.
Wow, just wow. Amazing. Great story.
Yeah, I wrote it, so I can personally agree with you, yeah.
All right, Will. Now we're going to take a quick commercial break if that's all right with you.
Playwriter, Shakespeare. Play, Tempest. Hotel, Trivago.
Now that we're back, our viewers have a couple questions for you. Is that all right with you, Bill?
William, ma'am. William.
Oh, I'm so sorry. First, we have at Tempest_the bestest asking you to review themes in your play.
Oh yeah, absolutely. First off, the power of language and understanding is a big one. It's a big theme, honestly. It's Prospero has a certain way with his words, you could say, or his language, and he's able to persuade and manipulate Ariel and certain people into doing what he wants.
Okay.
He has a way with his words that can control people.
All right.
And Ferdinand and Miranda's love, affection for one another it came from the fact that they speak the same language and they can understand each other, which is a big part of a relationship is communication and understanding. And another really big theme is the power of theater, and I'm a big theater guy, obviously, and
Really?
You got this TV show for me.
Right, exactly.
And now it's obvious that Prospero is very powerful with his magic and all his abilities that go along with that. But in the same way, William Shakespeare, or I, uses his magic in writing plays and creating something out of nothing, and has much success with this, and it can be seen in a lot of my great work.
Yeah, for sure.
And many great scholars have said that it's a big deal, and it can be seen in a lot of things.
Yeah, if you do say so yourself.
Yeah, well, obviously. And one of the most important themes that I think, and possibly many others think, is revenge and forgiveness. And obviously, it's very apparent at the end with Prospero and his brother and Alonso. And Prospero relinquishes the curse on the island and the power that goes along with that, with giving up his feeling for revenge against his brother, and he forgives him for their sins, and at the end, and this it breaks the spell, and everyone is free, and there's no more curse on the island. And that's a lot of the good major themes of my work.
Yeah, for sure. Those are all. At Shakespeare Hater 101 says this has got to be one of your worst plays. Can you add on any qualified criticism that has been discussed regarding this?
Well, qualified people, and fortunately people who are well knowledgeable of this, have said that this is one of my best works, and it's one of my most dramatic pieces of art, and the Tempest it's one of the best, honestly, not even just one of the best of mine.
Mm-hmm.
And colonialism is been able to be seen by experts, and it can be seen in many scenes of this play. And it's not a surprise that it can be seen, because I wrote this during a time when colonialism was a big thing in European countries, and
Yeah.
it's no surprise to the fact that it obviously can be seen by when Prospero gets to the island and he's imposing his values and his views on the inhabitants and the people that live there. And
Connects to what's going on in the world.
yeah, he's making his way of life the way of life there, and it's one of my best, and it is the best of the best, honestly.
Calm down here, Will. It's all right. You don't need to get riled up.
Well, I am not a fan of Twitter, and I can see this obviously from Twitter, and Twitter's never done anything good for the world.
Thank you for joining us today, and thank you, William.
Yes, thank you for having me. It was fun to be a part of this, and
Yeah.
I'm glad I was able to be on the show.
We'll have to have you back sometime soon.
Absolutely.
That'll do it for us today. Thank you.